Shalom, shalom. What's going on, family? All praises, all glory to the Holy One. Shalom, shalom. I want to see if you guys can hear me. All praises, hold on one second. Glory to the Holy One. All right, here we go. Give me 1 second here. Still sending out the link. So I'm about to take my time with this one, Israel, because I know there's a lot of Christ followers that want to know what's going on with the Yah-only community and how we see the book. So we're going to get into the depths of this, man. We're really going to go over this truth. You know what I'm saying? So where we got to start at, man? Now, I'll title this video, "The House of David Shall Be as God, Not Christ." Because as a Christian Israelite, which a person that believes in Christ, you guys always say you see this man in the Torah. Well, it's not true, man. You don't see any man in Torah. It's impossible that you see one man in Torah if you listen to how the words are being written and the context of how the Most High is writing them. Now, the way we're going to get into this is, obviously, you come over here, we start straight from the Torah. You know what I'm saying? And starting straight from the Torah, we're going to go to no other than Judah. Because in Genesis 49, now we're going to go slow, we're going to go through all of this. It's not going to be over anyone's head as long as you write down and go read the entire chapters for yourself. Because it's sickening that we don't understand this. And it just shows a lack of understanding, not towards people in our own community, but to other nations. When other nations see that you're praising the same God that they're praising and you just turn them black, you think they're going to believe you? You think the Gentiles are going to seek? No, come on, man. We gotta be real with ourselves at some point. So let's go start with Judah and what Judah's characteristics and what Judah's prophecy is. Because there we're going to go ahead and really break down everything that was said and what was done and what will be done. Because the whole story ain't done yet. And you don't need a New Testament to tell you what the story is going to be. So we're talking about the house of David versus Christ. Because obviously we can't, put the difference, you know what I'm saying? People can't. We just got to see, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sick and tired of it. So let's go to Genesis 49. So in Genesis 49, the Most High speaks about all the tribes and basically what these tribes are made up of. And we're going to get to Judah. Now, we're going to go to Judah. This is in the book of the law. This is in Genesis. This is Torah. Judah, Genesis 49:8. Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee. Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped up. He crouched as a lion and as an old lion. Who shall rouse him up? Now, this part right here that we're about to go over is everlasting. So listen to this part. The scepter, verse 10, the scepter of Judah shall not depart, nor a lawgiver from between his feet, until Shiloh come, and to him shall the gathering of the people be. So read that again before we go further. The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet, until Shiloh come, and unto him shall the gathering of the people be. Now, Christ people, they go around and say, oh, Shiloh's Christ. That means we have to wait for him. He's going to gather all the people. Well, you're sadly mistaken. Now, let's get into this, man. So verse 10, it says, the scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor the lawgiver between his feet, until Shiloh come. So no matter what captivity we're in, no matter where we're at, if we're in the land, if we're, you know what I'm saying, no matter where we're at, just like now, that seed of Judah, that house of David, that scepter and the lawgiver means it's talking about the rod of Judah, like the rulers, that seed that's always going to be living. So when we're talking about these prophecies, we're talking about actual people that's still living today. You know what I'm saying? There's no difference between when you read the scepter and the lawgiver of Judah. Just because we're in captive and the kings and queens and the princes of our people are in captivity doesn't mean we're still not these people. You get what I'm saying? So this is what it means when it says, we shall not depart, nor the lawgiver shall depart from between his feet until Shiloh come. And to him shall be the gathering of the people. Now, what does him mean? Think about it, bro. What does him mean? Him, if you don't understand the way the Most High writes, had these scriptures written, and you don't understand how the whole story unfolds, then you're not going to understand what Shiloh is. You're not going to understand to him what unto him means. And we're going to keep going. Now we know this is the rod of Judah. This is the rulers of Judah. This is the scepter of Judah. Now if we go to Isaiah 11, which actually is talking about this prophecy in Genesis 49, which matches up so perfect, we can see who this house of Judah and that rod of Judah and that scepter of Judah is supposed to be in the lawgivers. So we're going to go to Isaiah 11 just to break it down, because you don't see Christ in the Old Testament. And I have to change this another color because I have the green screen behind me. I know you guys can't see it. Let me see. Hold on one second. All right, here we go. Now, when we go to Isaiah 11, right, this basically breaks down exactly what was said in Genesis. And this is talking about the end. Until Shiloh come, they're Christ, but they don't know what him means. So let's go see what him means. We're talking about Judah. So Isaiah 11:1. And there shall come forth a rod out of the stem of Jesse, and a branch shall grow out of his roots. And the spirit of Yah shall rest upon him, the spirit of wisdom and understanding, the spirit of counsel and might, the spirit of knowledge and the fear of Yah, and shall make him quick of understanding in the fear of the Lord, and he shall not judge after the sight of his own eyes, neither reprove after the hearing of his ears. So reading that alone already, we can already see what? And there, read the words slowly and carefully. And there shall come forth a rod out of the stem of Jesse. A rod, when we're talking about a rod, you're going to see that it means a staff. But when we're talking in this sense, in this perspective, a rod out of Jesse means we're talking about the ruler. And we know Jesse comes from the line of David under Judah. So we just read in Genesis 49 where it says the scepter and the lawgivers of Judah right here shall never depart until Shiloh come. So now we look at Isaiah 11. Where's Isaiah 11 again? Let me get this down. Let me get it back. Isaiah 11. And therefore shall come a rod out of the stem of Jesse. So we know the rod means power, rulership, the rulers of Judah. And a branch shall grow out of his roots. So that branch is talking about multiple people. It's not talking about just one person is this savior that's just going to come down out of the heavens. No, these people are already living. You know what I'm saying? This is why when you read other chapters, I should have put it on here, where it says, I see my people, princes on horses and servants. And I see my princes walking and servants upon horses. This is how you connect all the dots, man. These lawgivers, these rulers of Judah are out here right now. This is why the Most High said this is why in Genesis 49, it said, the scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor the lawgivers between his feet. You know what I'm saying? Those people are still living today. So now we go to Isaiah 11 and let's keep reading Isaiah 11 because we're not done yet. That branch that grows out of Jesse's root is a group of people. That's the house of David. And the spirit of wisdom and understanding shall be in them. So now we're going to scroll down to verse 10. Let me switch this color up real quick. I'm sorry I messed that all up. So we're going to keep going and keep reading about this hymn that people don't understand. And in that day there shall be a root of Jesse. We're talking about that same root of Jesse that's coming from that's basically the house of David. When that root spurts out and has that branch that we were talking about, that will be the ensign for the people. So it would be which shall stand for the ensign of the people, to which shall the Gentiles seek, and his rest shall be glorious. And in that day shall come to pass, in that day the Lord shall set his hand again the second time and recover the remnant of his people. So what did we already read in Genesis 49? To Judah, that scepter shall be where the people gather to. You know what I'm saying? So the Most High is bringing all these people back from the places around the world, the four corners of the world, and bringing them back to where we're supposed to be. And it says in verse 12, and he shall be set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. You know what I'm saying? So we're looking at the rod of Jesse. Read it slow. We're looking at the rod from the stem of Jesse, and a branch shall grow out of his roots. When you look at a family tree and you look at a branch, the branch has multiple people on that branch. You can't sit here and tell me that's one man. You get what I'm saying? And we're going to keep going and keep proving you Christ idolaters wrong. If you don't get back to the Most High, you're going to be screwed up. So here we go to Zechariah 12. Zechariah 12. So we understand the rod of Jesse, the branch of the rod of Jesse is the house of David. The scepter, the governors, the lawgivers. We know that. So now we're going to go ahead and keep proving that it is true. So now we go to Zechariah 12, verse 4. In that day, saith the Lord, I will smite every horse with astonishment, and his rider with madness, and I will open my eyes up on the house of Judah, and will smite every horse of the people with blindness. We're in Zechariah 12:4. Now we're in 5. And the governors of Judah, that same governors, the same scepter of Judah, and the governors of Judah shall say in their heart, the inhabitants of Jerusalem shall be my strength, and the Lord of hosts their God. In that day I will make the governors of Judah like a hearth of fire among the wood, and like a torch of fire in a sheaf. And they shall devour all the people round about, on the right hand and on the left. And Jerusalem shall be inhabited again in her own place, even Jerusalem. Verse 7, and the Lord also shall save the tents of Judah first, that the glory of the house of David and the glory of the inhabitants of Jerusalem do not magnify themselves against Judah. In that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David. And the house of David shall be as God, as the angel of the Lord before them. And it shall come to pass in that day that I will seek to destroy all the nations that come against Jerusalem. So we already know, thus saith the Lord, thus saith the Most High. The inhabitants, that scepter of Judah, the governors of Judah, right here, they will be the house of David, and they will be as God, devouring everything back when we get to the land. So this house of David is actually living right now. There's no one coming out the sky like Superman to say, oh, we're going to come get all your Israelites that's scattered around the world, and I'm Yahweh Shai, I'm going to bring you back to your land. No, that's not how it's happening, bro. And we see this even further. We're going to go to Obadiah 1. So we just read this, the governors of Judah, thus saith the Most High, and we go to Obadiah 1. And when we read about Obadiah 1, this is talking about Israel versus Esau and how Esau did us at the very end. But now, what you have to understand about this, a lot of Christ people, a lot of Christ Israelites, they go to this verse And they say, oh, look at saviors are supposed to come up to Mount Zion. Saviors are supposed to come save us. Like, what? No, man. Read the entire chapter. If you read the entire chapter, this is when the Most High is going to bring, this is when we're going to actually fight. Because the only people that are really going to be fighting is Judah. Judah and Ephraim. I mean, Israel's going to fight, but Judah's leading the charge. You know what I'm saying? This is basically what we know based on the scriptures that are given to us. So, Obadiah 1:15. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen, and thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thy own head. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yeah, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. But upon Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be a holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire. So we already saw how Judah, remember how the Most High said Judah's gonna be like a flame amongst the people? It's the same thing. Then the house of Joseph a flame, and for Esau a stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord has spoken. So we're going back to the land to take over Esau. Now, if you read at the end of this chapter, and it's in the last verse, it says, and saviors shall come up on Mount Zion to judge the mountain of Esau, and the kingdom shall be the Lord's. Now, why would the Most High say there shall be saviors on the Mount Zion, and they shall judge the mountain of Esau? Because if you notice, if you understand the scriptures, you understand how we went into captivity. Esau is not the white man. Esau sold us to the white man. Esau cut us off to be sold to the white man. And Esau is still in the land. So if you go to Ezekiel 35, why Obadiah says what it says at the end, if you go to Ezekiel 35 and actually read it, it talks about Mount Seir. Now Mount Seir, he said the Most High, after Israel went into captivity, the Most High says, I will make Mount Seir the most desolate, and cut off from him that passeth out, and him that returneth. And I will fill his mountains with slain men, in thy hills and in thy valleys, and all thy rivers shall they fall, or slain with the sword. I will make perpetual desolations, and the city shall not return. And ye shall know that I am the Lord. So the Most High is continually destroying Esau and where Esau is. Because thou hast said these two, this is why Obadiah says what it says. Because thou hast said 2 nations, and these 2 countries shall be mine, and will possess it, whereas the Lord was there. So Esau's like, I'm in Mount Seir, pack these Israelites up, go read the entire chapter of Obadiah 1, when they sold us off to the white man. Pack them niggas up, we taking over their land. That's what Esau said. But the Most High says, no, I'm going to keep that shit all destroyed. And y'all niggas going to be living there with blood all over your cities. Everywhere. It's going to be filled with slain men all the time. And then if you go back to Obadiah 1, where it says, we're going to go back to the land and destroy these people and possess them and be in them, that's what it's talking about, man. That same house of David, that's going to be the governors. Now, if you go, now we're going to keep going. Now, we already see that already how the Most High is going to do this. We already see that there's not one man. If you understand how the scriptures are written, we understand it's not one man. So after we're being redeemed already, now we start to understand where David the man comes into play. David the man has nothing to do with Israel being saved. Has nothing to do with the gathering of Israel. That's the rod of Jesse. That's the branch that comes from out of Jesse. The scepter. The scepter. Go look up what the scepter, the lawgivers, the governors. Go look up what that means. That's who the Most High is working through. So we go to Hosea 3. And we're going to see this is after we actually get saved. So the Most High explains this. Then said the Lord unto me, so thus saith, God yet love a woman, beloved of her friend, yet an adulteress, according to the love of the Lord toward children of Israel who look to other gods and love flagons of wine. So I brought her to me for 15 pieces of silver, and for a homer of barley, and a half homer of barley. And I said unto her, thou shalt abide for me many days, thou shalt not play the harlot, and thou shalt not be for another man. So will I also be for thee. For the children of Israel shall abide many days without a king, and without a prince, or without a sacrifice, and without an image, and without an ephod, and without a teraphim. Afterwards shall the children of Israel return and seek their Lord their God and David their king, and shall fear the Lord and his goodness in the latter days. Oh, I didn't even have, so I read that off, but I should have switched the colors. I'm sorry about that. So this is basically Hosea. This is basically Hosea talking right now. The Most High talking to Hosea. You ever see? I don't know if you guys can see that better. I'm sorry. This is all talking about Hosea right now. And we're Hosea 3. This is the chapter we're in. So the Most High says, when He saves us, and we're not going to be for anyone, and we're not going to be for another man, that means we're out of captivity. That means the Most High has us to Himself, and we're still trying to seek Him. For the children will abide many days without a king, and without a prince, and without a sacrifice, and without an image, or without an ephod. And we shall be still seeking them. And this goes on to even more prophecy that's talking about this. So we go to Jeremiah 30. We're going to Jeremiah 30. Let me find Jeremiah 30 real quick. I know I got it over here somewhere. So we go to Jeremiah 30, and we're going to brush up on that and show you what all that means. So when we go to Jeremiah 30, 7 through 11, alas, for the day is great, so none is like it, even as thy time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. For it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord of hosts, that I will break the yoke of thy neck, and I will burst the bonds burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him. But they shall serve the Lord their God and David their king, whom I shall raise up unto them. So David, the king that you guys say might be Jesus or whatever, no, we already read in Hosea 3. What did Hosea 3 say? What did the Most High say in Hosea 3? He said, we're going to be saved. We're not going to be to no man. We're going to be to him. And we're going to abide many days without a king, without a prince. So that means we're already saved. We're already in the land. We're already doing what we're doing. Then in Jeremiah 30, thus saith the Lord, he says, I will raise up David unto them. David ain't coming out the sky. I mean, the house of David ain't coming out the sky. No one's coming out the sky. These saviors you guys have this infatuation over has nothing to do with no outside being. The Most High works everything in-house, under the earth, under the skies. He works it all. So if you don't understand that, you don't understand these scriptures, hey, that's you, my friend. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what to say. And we just go to Ezekiel 37. We're going to keep wrapping all this up. Ezekiel 37, 22 through 27. What we got here? And I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel, and one king shall be king to all them, and they shall be no more two nations. Neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms any more at all. Neither shall they divide themselves any more with their idols, nor with their detestable things, nor with any transgressions, but I will save them out of their dwelling places, wherein they have sinned, and I will cleanse them. So they shall be my people, and I will be their God. And David my servant shall be their king over them, and they shall have one shepherd. And they shall also walk in my judgments and observe my statutes and do them. And they shall dwell in their land, and I have given unto Jacob my servant, wherein your fathers have dwelt. And they shall dwell therein, even they and their children, and the children's children forever. And my servant David shall be their prince forever. David ain't coming until we're already saved. The house of David is already going to be doing a lot of the work. I mean, that scepter of Judah, that rod from Judah, from Jesse, that Genesis 11 comes from, that rod of Judah, that stem of Jesse, that produces David, that same lineage, it's all intertwined. So that house of David, that's going to do all the battle, everything that he, you know what I'm saying? That's what the Most High is going to do with them. Then later on, when we're still seeking the Most High, and after we're doing what we got to do, then he will raise up David. And just to cap it off, that Shiloh or your prince or whoever your saviors are, you think it is, we just go to Isaiah 40. We already read in Ezekiel, in Ezekiel when the Most High said, the house of David shall be like unto, in Zechariah when the Most High said, the house of David shall be like unto God. We already read that. So let's go to Isaiah 40 real quick to put the icing on the cake. Just so there's no misunderstanding when it comes to you Israelites that want to worship Christ. The house of David shall be like unto God. So this is how you check your work. This is the Most High speaking right here. Isaiah 40, 25. To whom then will ye liken me, or shall I be equal, saith the Holy One? Lift up your eyes on high, and behold, who have created these things, that bringeth out their hosts by number. He calleth them all by names, by the greatness of his might. For that he is strong in power, no one faileth. Why saith, O Jacob, and speaketh, O Israel, my way is hid from the Lord, and my judgment is passed over from my God. How's that not known? How's that not heard? That the everlasting God, the Lord, the creator of the ends of the heaven, fainteth not, neither is weary. There is no searching of his understanding. So you need to stop searching for all this other understanding and go look to what the Most High says. This is why I always use thus saith Yah. Go look at my old last video. I made a video on why you should only read scriptures by what the Most High speaks. You're not going to understand the rest of the book unless you see what the Most High says. Period, bro. You know what I'm saying? And this stuff ain't rocket science. If you're not reading and not understanding, then you're setting up your own. You're setting up your own hurdles, man. You know what I'm saying? So all you Christ followers, you got to understand the seriousness, man. This shit is serious. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no joke. The Most High is not playing, man. And for all, and you keep disrespecting us Torah only Israelites that only listen to the Most High's voice. Because I tell you right now, some of us are gonna be that line of Judah, that same rod of Jesse, that same stem. We're gonna be the ones to destroy you, just like the Levites destroyed all the idolaters that were praising the cow coming out of Egypt. Don't mess with us, bro. And don't mess with our God. You guys worship Yahushua. You guys worship whatever. Sun, moon, stars. I don't give a damn. But you need to understand who the Holy One is and how he's going to do his work. He ain't never say no man. You got to understand how the scriptures are written. If you don't understand how the scriptures are written, what you reading it for? Y'all going all the way to the end of the book when the beginning of the book tells us everything. And you guys worry about Christ being from the line of Judah. Well, go read what the Torah said about Judah. It's ridiculous, man. Hey, but look, hit me on my Instagram, TOL_channel. I wanted to do this video to clear all this up, man. I know y'all Facebook dudes watching too. Don't be kicking me out in no more groups when I'm bringing that truth. But, hey, hit the like button, hit the subscribe. Thanks for watching. It's your host, Yeshua. All praises to the Most High Yah, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, him alone. Let's get it. Peace.